Hi, I'm Dr. Maor Katz, and I'm here for a quick tutorial and demonstration about how Feeling Good Now, the therapy tracking app, works. You can see the app on the screen in front of you. I'm sharing my screen with you, and this application is very simple. It was developed by therapists and for therapists to be very professional, simple, and easy to use with your workflow. It's based on the work of Dr. David Burns, and it uses Dr. Burns's research-validated scales for symptoms as well as therapy session evaluation scales. It integrates the symptoms scales for depression, anxiety, suicidality, anger, positive feeling survey or self-esteem, as well as relationship satisfaction scales before and after each session, and evaluation of therapy session for feedback after each session. It is designed to take literally zero time from the therapist's time and 2 to 3 minutes of the patient's time before and after each session to be very quick, very efficient. Me and my patients love it, and they feel taken care of and treated with respect and warmth and professionalism and accountability. The application is 100% web-based, and there's zero setup. You just sign up and sign in like to a email inbox. Very, very easy. What you see in front of you right now is the web page, and I just navigated to it from my computer for this tutorial. And let me show you a little bit about it. If you navigate to feelinggoodnow.com, that's the page that you'll see. And as you can see, there is a patient side and a therapist side. And I'll first show you the patient side so you can get a sense of the experience of what it's like to use it as a patient. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the For Patients side right here. This will take me into the screen for me to sign in. And I'm going to sign in now as a patient. I created a mock patient name, and my name is going to be Patient Jack, and that's just an email that I created for this purpose. So Patient Jack, that's Patient Jack's email, and the password that I created for this mock account, and I signed in. See, just by clicking sign in as a patient, these are the options that I get. Only two, either before session or after session. Very, very simple. Very, very little places to get lost. And as Patient Jack got an email from me asking me to sign up for this and to sign up and to log in a few minutes before the session and fill out the before session scale, I would go in, sign in, and click on before session. And now I'm presented as the patient with the brief mood survey, and I can fill it out, and you can see it's a very simple kind of system. I'm just going to put some random symptoms there just for illustration, and just filling out the survey. You can see that it takes very, very little time to do. Notice here, by the way, there's a yellow bar that says unanswered questions. You still need to answer some of the questions above, and the bar is visible as long as I am not complete with my survey as a patient. And now, as this is my last question, you'll see what happens to the bar. It disappears, and then I can submit. That's it. It says, thanks. We've logged you out to protect your privacy. Enjoy your session. That was the patient's experience. That's what he would go through before the session, just going through the symptom scales. And now maybe it would be a good time to show you what it will be like from the therapist's perspective. So I'm going to go and just kind of refresh this page. And I'm back at feelinggoodnow.com. As the therapist, I personally use an iPad. You might see it behind me. And I can log into the iPad in my room on the website and go into the For Therapists page. So going here and sign in. And now I made a mock therapist account as well. So you won't get any sort of private information of my real patients. So my mock account is, I think it's Therapist Joe. And so I'm just logging in. You see, very simple, just like logging into your email. And boom, that's my interface. These are the patients that Therapist Joe, that you can see here as the username, has. And currently I only have Patient Jack. So Patient Jack just filled out their before session survey coming into the room, and I can pull it up. And if I just click on Patient Jack's name, what will come up is the survey that he just did. So that's the first thing that will just show up, the most recent survey. And you can see that that's what I just filled out as the patient, and I can review it and talk about it, connect around the symptoms or feelings that Patient Jack has at this very moment. I can then use the rest of the application's features. One thing that's relevant is the therapy progress. So I can compare how he's doing today as compared to how he did our last session. So I click on therapy progress. And you can see here that Patient Jack has had several sessions. They all happen to be today because that's when I just set this up. But you can compare it. So this is how he's doing right now. It'll be on your right. And you can see that before session is in yellow and after session is in green. And you can see here that these are recurrent symptoms that you could just went over. I was a bad patient, and I didn't fill out the post-session evaluation for the previous session. And so you don't see anything here. But the one before that, I did fill out. And you can see that before was depressed 5 out of 100 and left it feeling great, et cetera, et cetera. And compare any kind of anxiety symptoms were improved and anger kind of stayed the same, et cetera. And I can also compare how I'm doing now our patient is doing now as compared to how he did in previous sessions. So you can see here that in this session, I'm showing 20% depression, while in the session before that, I showed up with 30%. And before that, I actually wasn't feeling a lot of depression at all. It was at 5. So this is the interface that allows you to see the therapy progress. The next feature I'm going to show you from this very simple app is the therapy note. So you can also make it function as an electronic medical record. You can also just use it, and often people choose to do that too if they have kind of a more sophisticated electronic medical record that they're happy with. They might choose to just use it side by side with a separate electronic medical record. I use it now for my electronic medical record for my patients in my clinic. I find it very easy to use. You can see here, I just clicked on therapy notes, and it showed my previous notes. And so I put a note in earlier today, and that's showing up here. And then later in the day, I put another note, and now I can write write a note or whatever I want to do, and homework, and etc. And whatever I write. And if I want to stamp it with a time, I will go, and I'll actually write that in here, but the system will only give you a date stamp. So put it there, and I'm adding the notes, and that's it. So I have 3 notes, happens from today, and for this mock patient. Very simple note-taking. And the last feature I'm going to show you, remember, just a quick review. We have the recent surveys. That's the first thing that will come up as I click on the patient's name. And then I can navigate to the therapy notes easily or to the therapy progress easily and kind of review it. And another feature that I have here that's sometimes handy is the before session survey. I can actually ask my patient from my device to fill out their before session survey. So if they come into your room and they haven't filled it out yet, and you don't want to ask them to pull out their smartphone and fill it out, you'd rather make it more quickly, and you have the ability, I have to sometimes just hand them my iPad and I say, oh, you haven't done it yet, why don't you go ahead and do it right now? And they can do it. So the same kind of survey that you saw before, and that will show up on the recent surveys. If I want to go back to my patient list, I navigate as in any web page. I'm now signed in, and I can go back into my, my patients list. If I want to invite patients, right, the way that it works is I click on this button. So this is, again, just my home page. That's what shows up when I sign in to Feeling Good Now. And this is the list of patients, which is very short right now, only with patient Jack. I want to invite more of my patients. So I click on Invite Patients, and I get an email. And you see that this is an email that you copy and paste into your own email and send to your patient. And it says, welcome to my clinic. Please click on the link below to quickly set up your account on Feeling Good Now. And the reason I'm showing you this is because it's really nice. This email connects your patient to you. So once you send this, I don't know if you can see it, but it actually has my name here. It says Therapist Joe here, and I'm the Therapist Joe. I'm sending this. The system will then recognize it, and when my patient signs up through this email that I sent him, the system will know that I'm his therapist and will assign his scales to his chart in my medical record. So I think that's all I wanted to show you. One more thing maybe is I can maybe show you the early access program that we're now offering, kind of tell you a little bit about that. To sign up for the application, as I said, there's zero costs for the patient. The cost is only for the therapists. This system was very involved to create. It took us several years and many thousands of dollars and many hundreds of hours and legal fees and insurance fees and all sorts of stuff. So it is a paid service for therapists. And we're trying to help people use it by providing an early access program. And this early access program is available to you to review and think about when you go into the For Therapist page. The first few months of using this system, and we're saying basically the first 200 people who are using or signing up for the service will get all the benefits of the early access program. The main part of the early access program is, in my mind, is that we are basically offering limitless clinical and technical support to anyone using this system. So if you're a therapist and you have some concerns about using measurement in your practice and you feel kind of hesitant about that, so we're saying we're here and we're going to provide you with support. You can book an appointment with me or another clinician at Feeling Good Institute that's used to the system and knows it well, and we will give you kind of ideas and guidance on how to deal with patients who resist or patients who have a hard time with certain aspects of it, or you're having a hard time and you're finding some discrepancies, or how do you deal with different kind of situations that come up. So that's a big part of the early access program. You can learn more about the early access program by scrolling down in this page. We also are in the process of adding more features to this. And part of the early access program says that we will lock your price at its current rate and will not increase it while features are added. We also are working on this MVP recognition, kind of seeing and valued clinicians who are using measurement in their practice are going to be seen as measurement validated practitioners and going to get recognition for it on our website, Feeling Good Institute's website. And they can also get a kind of plug-in to put in, on their own websites as recognition. We also offer continuing education training discounts for people who sign up with us now, and a participation in making this application helpful to people, getting your feedback, etc. So I'd love for you to consider that. And if you have more questions or thoughts, something that you're not sure about, I'm here. Please send me an email. My email is maor@feelinggoodinstitute.com. That's MAOR @feelinggoodinstitute.com. Be very happy to hear from you and sort things out. Thank you for listening, and I'll hope to hear from you and see you soon. Bye-bye.